Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I brought you another DIY video, and this time it's an extremely easy craft I brought. So we're gonna play with clay, air dry clay. If you've been following me for a while, you probably saw now that I did use air clay a few times now. I think it was Valentine's Day that we actually tried the air clay. Yes, it was. So we made actually each other some handmade gifts. I also used it to create some napkin holders. What is it called? Napkin rings, I think, or holders, one of those. Little coasters and things like that. So I absolutely love air clay, and it's actually really cheap as well. You get about £4, £5 for about 1 kilogram of clay, and you can do quite a lot of that. And you can do actually quite a lot of things with that. So today we're going to be creating, I was thinking to create a chessboard. I can't actually remember where I got the mold from, but I will put everything in the description box below once I actually found it. I bought a chessboard mold, but the problem is that the chess pieces, as you can see here, they are extremely tiny. Like, obviously there's barely you can barely pick it up, so it's impossible to play with. So I'm not gonna use this part of it at all. But we're gonna be using the actually board. So we're gonna make a checkerboard basically instead of the chessboard. I could have done the chessboard, just, you know, it would have been taking me a lot longer because then I had to create my own figurines, but you can do that, to be honest, if you want. You can actually do quite a lot of board games, create this with the air clay, and it's very fun to actually play around with it, and after you can paint it, you can just decorate with it in the house, anything, to be honest. You don't have to have it as an actually game or anything like that. So yeah, very exciting. And it's also, I think it's a very nice idea to give it as a gift to someone as well. It's really personalized. You can do anything with it. You can put the person's name in it, anything really. So that's what we're gonna do today. So guys, it's a really easy project. You only need a few things. You grab a mold, or actually you can create it yourself. Doesn't really need to buy a mold if you don't want to. Then you get your actually air clay and basically paint. That's all you literally need for this entire project. So the first step is to create the board itself. So basically what I did, I opened one air clay, which is a 1 kilogram bag, I believe. Then I opened the second one because I realized it wasn't actually thick enough or enough actually for the entire board to fit inside. So I just managed to get everything all together, and basically I sized up to the board itself to make sure we have a nice square piece that we can actually mold inside the board mold. The only little thing I would actually advise to make sure it's actually thick enough, the board itself, to have a sort of strength to itself, so once it's completely dried it can actually hold itself. The board, it actually has a certain depth in this mold, but if you want to create it yourself, I would definitely recommend that actually use a tiny bit thicker one. Don't actually worry if the surface of the board is not smooth or you can see tiny bit of scratches. What you can actually do is use a tiny bit of water that I did here and just smoothen completely the area before it actually dries, so you will get a nice and very smooth finish. So the next step is basically the figurines itself. So I'm not actually creating figurines like all different ones that you actually have like in a chessboard. I'm using just a very simple little round mold. So whatever I could find in the house that it was the same size as the boards itself. Basically I just used that to create a nice and cute little figurines. So I do know the checkerboard actually has only 24 figurines, so 12 on each side. I actually made a 16 on each side. The reason being because I thought it's better to have more to the side, because I'm not too sure how much they're gonna actually hold up or if I'm gonna lose any. So basically I made a 16 on each side. Once you are done molding your basically board game, you leave the entire project a couple of days before you actually paint to make sure it just dries. You can go with any color, it's completely up to you. I wanted to go with the dark brown and a tiny bit of beige hint, so I created my board for the living room, and this is the color combination is perfectly matched, so this is why I went with these two colors. So the first thing I did, I actually painted the dark colors to make sure I don't forget how the actually board looks itself. Then I went over to the lighter color, and then I just created a black lining all around the edges to make sure it's nice and pops, so it actually has that depth that it looks like it's actually board itself. Once I was done with the board itself, I actually painted the figurines. So obviously if you do it in the actual way, you only have to paint 12 in each color. Otherwise, if you want extras like me, I actually did 16, like I said previously. So 16 on each side, I actually painted in 2 different colors. So once my entire project was done, I let it dry for 2 days before I actually applied the finishing coat from Frenchic. The reason why I actually put this on, to make sure it's a hard texture on the entire top and it doesn't wear off the paint itself very easily. You use this for worktops if you paint worktops, or the table that I previously did in one of my videos, and it's actually super shiny as well and makes the entire project a little bit nicer. Whilst I know this is not actually set up for a checker, like I said, I made more figurines that I actually need, so I just thought I'd show you guys how it actually looks with the 16, but yeah, I absolutely love it. So that's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you ever actually make anything fun with air clay or any projects, make sure you tag me and let me know, guys, what you think about today's video in the comment below. Thank you for watching. Bye!